the Americas. You were here 14 months ago, about 2 years ago. What improvements have you seen over the period of time that you were away from Bermuda?
Yeah, I mean, we've done some work with the national teams in the morning, the senior guys, and there's definitely they just seem to be thinking a little bit more about the game. You know what I mean? We've done quite a lot of match play stuff in the middle, and just the way they've approached it and the way they've sort of been able to think about what they've been doing, and there's not been quite so much of that sort of, rash run out or big shot in the air, 2-dot balls and one's got to go in the ocean, that sort of thing. And I've been impressed by the way they've approached that and the way they've played.
Now, throughout the Americas region, over the years, we've had 3 teams qualify for the World Cups. Yeah. Now it's a bit of a struggle. How, in your job, are you looking to make sure we can get back to that type of performance with 3, maybe even a 4th going to the World Cup?
Yeah, we're just looking at a little bit more targeted funding, really. So sort of the funding for this visit and for bringing Chris, the specialist spin bowler, down has come really from the under-19s. One of our under-19s teams will automatically qualify for the World Cup again. So it's going to be between Bermuda, Canada and the USA. So we've looked to support those 3 teams in the build-up to the under-19s. And then obviously we look to offer other support for major competitions. So like for your guys playing in the World Cricket League 3, we made some money available for some specialist help in the build-up to that as well, and so there's a bit more targeted funding going on now than there has been in the past. So it's mainly through that and finding ways that we can maybe organise some extra fixtures. We've arranged for you guys to play 3 extra fixtures after America's Division 1 in Fort Lauderdale against the US, so that helps both teams prepare for the World Cricket League and stuff, and just trying to get guys, just trying to be a little bit more targeted with the help that we give.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the wickets that we have been around the US, Canada and Bermuda. How the preparing wickets either helped us or hurt us in our form of the game?
Yeah, I think it's difficult, really. They vary so much throughout the region, depending on, the quality of the curators, depending on the soil, depending on the weather. Obviously you guys are never too far away from the sea here, whereas, in Canada they can be miles away. It's such a big country, and the US the same. And obviously the US have got a really big international stadium, but then that's one pitch, and then we play on one of the county parks for the other pitches. So they vary so much. But the one thing you can't get away from is that it will help Bermuda in the World Cricket League, definitely, to be playing on their own pitches. They know the shapes of the grounds, they know the short boundaries, they know how it plays, they know the effect of the tide, maybe all the different things that none of the other teams will have. It's important that they use those, because they are undoubtedly advantages.
Now, we often hear about those type of things, such as tides, wind, weather, and so forth. How much education is given to players so they know these small things that can eventually help them to grow into bigger and better cricketers?
That's a question you've got to ask the individual countries. We don't do it from an America's point of view, because obviously we don't know all the different effects of all the different countries on all the different grounds and stuff. But I would hope certainly that that the Bermuda boys make sure they use that advantage, and even these young fellas as well. If they find themselves in a junior tournament, make sure that they are aware that it can make a difference, because obviously the more information you've got, the better you are equipped to, or it's certainly an advantage. And if you do have an advantage like that, there's no point wasting it. You've got to use it to your own, to your own gain.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, mate. No worries.
Appreciate it.
No worries. All right. See you later.